In 3, 2, 1, boom. Whoa. Holy crap. Woo! Woo! Okay, so you can see that this thing is a monster. So right now, I am on the Solar P1 Pro electric scooter, and this is a beast. So this has dual 2,000 watt motors, so a total of 4,000 watts. And you can see here, I am just leaving the traffic in the dust. The acceleration is insane on this thing. And normally I would not be going this fast on the street like this because it's full of a lot of potholes and stuff, but you do have dual hydraulic suspension on this. But the hydraulic suspension on the front has 4 springs, and then the one on the back does have 1 massive spring. And it's really made for giving you a nice, soft, comfortable ride, whether you're riding over potholes or you're taking it off-road and riding off in like grass and different dirt and stuff like that. So suspension overall has been really enjoyable. And one thing I will say though is that it took me maybe like 2 hours to get very comfortable with this scooter, right? The first couple of hours are a little bit nervous because you do have a lot of power. But the good thing is that you do have 2 different modes you can use to be able to start on this scooter. So you can either just have it go when you press down on the throttle, or you can have it require you to do a little bit of a kick start in order for the motor to really kick into high gear. So I started off with the kick start, but now I feel very comfortable just using the throttle. And so that really brings me to the main point about something like this, which can be very intimidating. The biggest thing is that you just have to give it time. You have to ride it. And after that first day on something like this, you get used to the power. Now you do have 3 different levels to choose from. So level 1 will allow you to get up to 24 miles per hour. Level 2 will be 36 miles per hour. And level 3 will be 50 miles per hour. All right, so now for my speed test here. So the top speed for this is around 50 miles per hour. I don't know if I'm gonna reach that today if I'm brave enough, but let's see what I get. So in 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're off. A little bit of a squirrely start there, but we're already at 30 miles per hour. 41, 42, 45, 47. Yeah, we hit 47 here, and I'm getting a little bit of wobble. And let me slow down here. All right, don't want to squeak the brakes too much over here by the arch. But yeah, I got up to like 47 miles per hour pretty quickly with this thing. All right, so I just finished my speed test, and yeah, 50 miles per hour is very easily achievable on this. Now, personally, I think I'm gonna hover around like 35, 40 miles per hour because I'm not a daredevil, but hey, you can always go faster. Now, I did start to get some speed wobbling there with the scooter when I got around like 45 miles per hour and up. Now, I did talk to Solar about this, and they told me to work on my stance. So when I am going at high speeds, I wanna keep one of my feet right here on the rear fender, and then the other one on the deck. And then also I wanna kind of bend my knees a little bit. And so this will help lower my center of gravity, and that does help with stability, but still over like 45 miles per hour, I start to shake a little bit more than I personally like. So maybe you have a better stance than me. Oh, and since we're here, let's talk about braking. So the braking is really aggressive, and you want that because the scooter can go so fast, but you do need to be a little bit careful because if you do slam down on the brakes, like if you squeeze them really hard, this thing will come to a stop in a hurry, and you might find yourself going over the scooter or actually having it kind of like slide out from under you, as you can see in this video here. So don't do that. So gently press down on the brakes. But the cool thing about the scooter is that it also does have regen brakes, and regen brakes are actually going to be regenerating some of the power into the battery as you apply the brakes. And also it does allow for a smoother braking experience. So you can just gently squeeze down on the brakes, and it's gonna come to a stop in a more gentle type of way. So I definitely recommend using regen brakes. All right, so now it's time to get a little risky here. So I have this scooter fully unlocked here. I have the launch mode enabled, so this is going to give me the full acceleration, no kickstart needed, nothing like that. And I have dual motors engaged here. And all right, so I think I'm ready. So let's give this thing a go in 3, 2, 1, boom. Whoa. Holy crap. Woo! Woo! I don't know what speed I reached up there that fast, but that was incredible. I almost did a little wheelie here, and I think I actually could do a wheelie if I wanted to. And yeah, let me try this again. Man, this is just power, man. That is incredible. That is simply incredible. Now, this scooter is a foldable scooter, but because it does weigh around 70 pounds, it's not the lightest scooter in the world. So you can put it in the trunk of your car, you can carry it up some stairs, but it's just not gonna be fun. But the folding mechanism for me was a little bit stiff out the gate. I did loosen it up and put some WD-40 in a couple of places, and that worked out just fine for me. So you might have to do that, but now the folding mechanism is very smooth, very easy to do. And yeah, it's a little bit heavy, but I like the fact that it does fold, because when I am just storing it somewhere and I'm not gonna be riding it for a while, I can just fold the stem down and then have it just be a little bit more compact in my place. All right, so real quick, let me talk about one misconception when it comes to dual motor scooters like this one. So it's actually more efficient as far as your range and efficiency to ride around in dual motor mode instead of single motor. And that's because it will be spreading out the workload of pushing this 70-pound scooter and also your weight around with two motors instead of just using one. And you can look at it like if you had like a very heavy box, is it going to be easier to carry that with one person or two people? So look at it from that way. Now, this doesn't mean that it's bad if you ride around with just one motor, because it actually will allow you to have a little bit more of a controlled, slower start. But as far as like your maximum performance and range, put on two motors. Now, right now I'm coming to a stop sign and I'm about to take a left turn, and I can use the left turn indicator to be able to use the signal on the back of the scooter to let people know behind me that I'm making a turn. And so these turn signals are really bright, so they show up well in the daytime, but especially at night. And then also you do get a dual front headlight as well, which is really bright as well. But one thing I wish I could do with the headlight is actually adjust it to angle it down. I'm not sure if you can, maybe you can, but I tried to do it and tried to mess with the whole bracket system that it does have, but I couldn't figure it out. But it would be nice to have an easier solution to be able to get that perfect angle for you. But then on the back, you do have a rear brake light, which is nice and bright as well. All right, so now for a hill test, and I'm anticipating this is going to be a very quick one. This is a pretty steep hill. I'll do all of my e-bike tests over here, but I'm betting this is going to eat this thing up. So let's get this thing going in 3, 2, 1, boom. Ooh, you hear that? We are taking off. Dual motor mode, too easy. I'm letting off here a little bit. Whoa. So I got up that thing with no problems. You can hear the scooter definitely just wanted to go even faster. I actually let off a little bit because I got a little bit nervous, to be honest with you, but yeah, this thing can get up some hills in a hurry. Now, let me point out one thing I don't like on this scooter, and that is this finger throttle right here. So it's in a position where it's kind of out of the way. I wish it was like a thumb throttle, at least, that you can have somewhere here on the handlebars, or maybe even a twist throttle. So I don't particularly like this particular type of setup with the throttle, and I would like that changed on the next version. Now, some more info about the power and just the general battery stuff. So this is a 60-volt system. So the strongest e-bike that I have right now is a 52-volt system. So this definitely has some oomph to it. But also it comes in at 26 amp hours, and they say that the battery can get you up to an estimated range of up to 50 miles. So that does depend on how hard you're pushing it, whether you're doing dual motor a lot and going the top speed, how much you weigh and stuff like that. But overall, that's a pretty good range. And also they do include a fast charger in the box. And as far as the charging time, it will take around 8 to 9 hours to get this thing filled up. Hey, what's up? Oh no, I'm just recording a video. People are looking at me kind of weird because I have all of this stuff on, but look, I gotta stay safe, man. I'm an old man and I was taking some chances on this thing, so I had to wear this body armor for the first time, got some knee pads, all of that good stuff, so just in case I fall off, I'm good to go. But anyway, let's talk about some stuff up here on the handlebar. So on the left-hand side, you will find the controls for the headlight, and then also below that, you'll find the controls for the turn signals, and then also a button for the very loud electronic horn. And then also to the right of that, you will find this yellow button, which is for the eco mode that this scooter does have. And to the right of the eco button, you will find the button to engage the single or dual motor modes. Now, on the right-hand side of the handlebars, you will find this voltmeter here, which will give you a very accurate reading of how much battery you actually have left by reading the voltage. And then below that, you'll find the key ignition. So you need to have the key in, and then also there's a button by the battery at the bottom that you need to make sure that you press in to activate the battery. And my scooter also arrived with a built-in alarm. So you get this key fob so you can lock it and unlock it. And so if someone goes to physically move it or to turn it on, it will start beeping like crazy. And then you have this power button up here next to the display that will allow you to turn the scooter on and use the power of it. Now let's talk about this display here real quick, because this is like the worst part of this scooter, I will say, because the viewing angles are really bad. So when I first got this, I really had to stand up on the scooter and then adjust the display to how it will look when I am looking down at it when I am riding. Now, unfortunately, when I come to a stop and I step off like halfway off of the scooter, I can't really read the display anymore. So yeah, that's not ideal, but when I am riding and I look down, it's bright. I can see all of the information, but I just wish the viewing angles were better. Now, they do sell a newer display, which should be better. I haven't used it yet, but they sell that alongside with this fingerprint unlock option. So when you do go to buy this bike, you can choose that. I think you have to pay a little bit more, but that might have a better display. And speaking of buying this scooter, on the product page, you can choose between the key ignition and the fingerprint unlock, as I just mentioned, but also you can choose to add a saddle, or basically a seat that bolts down to the footboard of the scooter, which will make long riding sessions a little bit more comfortable. And then also you can choose between street or off-road tires. So the scooter uses 11-inch pneumatic tires, which means they are air-filled. Now on my scooter, I do have the street tires and they perform just fine off-road. I think both tires, no matter which one you choose, are going to be fine in both situations. But I think when you start to look at the extremes, as far as like if you want to get the maximum speed out of this thing on paved surfaces, go with the street tires. But if you really think you're going to be going super off-road, off on the trail or something like that, go with the off-road. But I think either way you choose, they'll be fine under normal circumstances. And now let's take a look at this deck that you have on this bad boy. So this is pretty big. So you have plenty of space for activities, but also to place your feet anywhere to get that perfect riding position for you. So I can place my feet, in front of each other right here, or at an angle to the side. No matter where I put my feet, I have plenty of space to move around. And then also this has a very nice grippy surface here, kind of like sandpaper. So I feel like I can step in some mud and then step on this and I'm not going to be sliding around. So a lot of space here. And then the handlebars themselves are more like bicycle handlebars here. So you can see they have that nice curve to them. And this is my Peak Design mobile mount. It doesn't come with this, but yeah, this does feel more like a bike when I am riding on this. And then also the grips have some palm rests right here. Super comfortable to hold on to as well. But bottom line, this scooter is just fun, man. So this scooter costs $18.99, and I do think it comes with a 1-year warranty. So I'll drop a link down below in the description of this video so you can check it out for yourself. But also drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about this bad boy here. But like always, I do want to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.